I'm Dave.
I'm Laura.
I'm Corey, and this is our point of view.
Okay, the question I have for you guys today is academians over sports. Currently today, do we set the wrong precedent for children and parents by athletes making so much more money than, say, scientists, doctors, engineers?
I myself, personally, yes, I think so. I think we put too much emphasis on sports and not enough emphasis on education. As an educator myself, I make substantially less money than somebody who has gone into pro sports. And a lot of pro sport athletes don't even finish college anymore because they can make more money playing and
Right. They don't even pursue a higher education.
Right. Right.
So they, even though they get, say, a scholarship, in the long run, that probably will still hurt them because, like you say, they won't finish the schooling that they started just so that they can make a certain amount of money as quickly as possible.
Well, if they've got a scholarship, probably the team that's pursuing them will say, hey, we'll pay back whatever money you have to fulfill your scholarship if you'll come play with us.
Do you think that hurts society, though, by sports athletes being held to a higher standard, say, than an engineer or a scientist or an astrologer?
I think they should just raise the actual pace, the pay. If this person trains their entire life to be a sports star, I think they should be paid as a sports star. If this person trains their entire life to be an educator, they should be paid as an educator. I feel like it is an unbalance. I agree with it. It is, but
So how would you get it closer, though? Because you have some athletes making just astronomical amounts of money.
right.
And say, how would you bring it closer to equivalency? Do you raise the, say, engineers' pay, or do you lower the athletes' pay?
No, I would raise the engineers' pay. Right.
What do you think?
I would say that
Some of us split hairs.
athletes do not need to be paid as much as they get paid to play a game. Children play this on the football field in the park.
Yeah, but they playing at a higher level though.
But it's still a game.
Right.
It's not. I mean,
But-
okay. This is the reason why I say they should get paid less. What benefit is that they are giving society?
Entertainment.
Okay, versus a doctor
Right.
who's saving lives.
Right. Well, like I said again though, I mean doctors they get paid. They
You don't get paid.
don't get paid what athletes do,
millions,
but
right.
it's not the athlete's fault though. That's my point.
But is it? Because you see so much greed in it now.
Right. But see, I don't think it's greed as far as the athlete. I think it's greed on a higher level. When you have these owners, they sell their seats or they sell their merchandise. I mean, they're making this kind of money. So I feel like the athletes are entitled to this type of money. Like when you go to a hospital, I mean, the hospital, the rates that they charge the insurance company, they make this amount of money. So that determines how much they pay their doctor, how much they would like to pay their doctor. They can pay them a lot more versus what they get paid themselves. So I mean, you can't. I don't think you can blame that.
Yeah, I don't think nobody would blame somebody for taking more money because if a certain amount of money is offered to you,
Right.
of course you're going to take it.
Right.
What I'm asking is does it set the wrong precedents for society that we view an athlete in this light? Like if you went up to a 10-year-old right now or
Right.
10, 12-year-old and you asked him to name 10 athletes, guarantee you he could pick 10 athletes and
Right.
name you 10 athletes.
Right.
Tell him to pick 10 scientists and
Right.
name 10
I
scientists.
fully agree with that.
How many do you think he would come up with?
I fully agree with it. But I mean, until we change society, that's what we live in.
Is there a way to change something like that? Is there a way to make it more equitable like that for those, let's say, in engineering or doctoring or scientists, to make it more of a field that other people would want to go in besides sports? There are, usually like a lot of sports athletes come from a poor community or
Right.
whatever.
It's a way out.
So it's their way out. So if maybe we do something different in academics to make academics also a way out.
Right. I agree with that.
Or
fully agree
maybe
with
too, you could incorporate regulations for sports players that you can't come out of high school and play for a professional sports. Or you have to finish your college before you can play for a professional team.
I don't fully agree with that. My point of view is I feel like college students that play sports for their school should get paid. And I've heard people mention it. I feel like they should.
No, I agree now.
Right.
The college
But-
athletes get taken advantage
But
of.
as far as telling the athlete, okay, you have to wait before you finish college before you actually get drafted or go into the league. I mean, I feel like it shouldn't be a regulation on it. This is just my point of view.
I just feel like they get grossly overpaid for playing the game. And I understand what you're saying.
Right.
I do understand what you're saying. But what I'm trying to say is if it's not benefiting society,
Right.
and playing a game is entertaining, yes, just like being an actor is entertaining.
Right.
But is that benefiting society? Are you bringing anything to the table other than entertainment? It's not like doctors and scientists that are changing the world.
Right.
Sports doesn't change the world. They just change the person who's playing the sport.
Right. I agree with you on that point. But then again, like I said, you can't blame the athlete.
No, you can't.
You
But
can't
we
blame the
also
situation.
shouldn't be putting them on such a high pedestal like they're like a demigod.
Right. Right. Modern day gladiators.
Right.
Right.
Like he said, a lot of people would know 10 athletes. Would they know any scientists? Would they know the famous cardiologist who did the first bypass? Would
Right.
they know stuff like that? That it has changed
Right.
the way people are today. They don't. So I think that something has to be done there. I think that sports players should give back to their community.
I fully agree with that.
I think that if you got out
It
of
should be a
that,
clause, right? That should be a clause.
yes,
Right.
and maybe that would make other people feel like you're getting grossly underpaid.
Right.
You know, you need to give back.
And I'm for raising teachers' salary also.
Me too.
Right, right. They mold and shape our future,
Me
so their
too,
salary
yeah.
should be raised. I
Mhm.
fully agree with
I
that.
agree with that. Okay, let's change the subject a little bit. Okay, how about a lot of people say they want a smaller government. In a society with over 300 million people, is that even a feasible thought to have a smaller government?
What do you think?
It's not. The reason why I say that is because people say they want to be. The argument is to give states more responsibilities. If there's a war that breaks out, you want your military to be the ones that are going to go there to defend our country.
Mm.
But if you have all these little tiny separate countries
Sales,
within a
right.
country,
They'd have to all agree to go to war together.
right? And what if they don't agree? What if they don't want to go to war?
That could be problematic.
We have to have a united government. It has to be that big for the benefit of the country.
For that government, but you also have people in the United States that's never had 0% unemployment.
Right.
So if you shrink the government, who's going to take care of these people that are still unemployed or needing government
Right,
assistance?
exactly.
If the government is smaller, what happens to those people?
Well, they'll fall on the responsibility of the states, and some states can't afford that. What do you think?
I agree.
So we're all in agreement that a smaller government it's not feasible. There's no way that in this day and age that something like that could possibly work.
I don't think so.
That you have to have a bigger government to take care of a bigger society.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And we talked about the minimum wage.
Right.
And who's going to take care of all these people that are making minimum wage
Right.
if you don't have those social programs that are federally backed?
All right, this has been Dave.
I'm Corey,
I'm Laura.
and this is our point of view. What do you think?
You win.